All right, it's time to skol with the enemy. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and joined by very special guest DouglieDoWrong, representing the Miami Dolphins, who will be battling against this Sunday. We are skOL'ing with the enemy. Doug, thanks for being here, man. How are you?
I'm good. I've been better. Well, the team's been better, but I'm doing good. I'm very happy to be on here.
Yeah, this isn't your first time on the Onebar and Lupagus. I do believe you did a draft little segment where I was thinking about this on the way home today. Did you correctly predict Jalen Waddle? I think you did it very early.
I think so. Yeah, I knew.
I don't think you were wrong.
Come down to that, and they wanted to put the pieces around to us. So I think I got that right.
I think you did. I was trying to remember, but yeah. So appreciate that. Appreciate you being here today. Follow him on YouTube. Not only will you learn a shit ton about the Dolphins, you may also find yourself giggling. This guy's very, very funny. Links will be in the description below. So definitely an entertaining subscription if you go ahead and do that route. So hit him up and at least harass him this week. Give him some shit about the Dolphins that they lost to the Jets, but that's all right. All right, so let's get this thing started. So first thing I have to ask you, was it to his head or was it his back? What side of this are you on?
It was his back, and then it was his head. Okay. The Sunday game, it was his back, because if you watched what happened on that QB sneak, one defender grabbed his legs, and then obviously the other defender's trying to push him out of the end zone. So really like lawn chaired him back. And even during the investigation, a third independent doctor came out and said that it was his back that caused, his stumble. But Thursday, 100%, that was concussion. You could see it in his hands and everything. He was concussed Thursday, and he's been in concussion protocol for the past 17 days, going on to probably like 19 days. So it was back and then concussion.
All right. Cool. All right. And speaking of quarterback, who the hell is going to be throwing the ball for the Dolphins this Sunday?
I really wish I could tell you. As a Dolphin fan, that's something that I'm sitting here holding my breath because Teddy Bridgewater is in concussion protocol. He shouldn't be in concussion protocol. The new concussion protocol, you have the spotter who's not even on the field, mind you. He is up in the press box. He noticed that Teddy stumbled. If you watch the film, at no point did he stumble. It took a second for him to get up. He just got drilled into the ground. So he's in concussion protocol. He really can't do anything until Thursday. That's when we'll be able to see, like, all right, is he? So it's between Teddy or Skyler, but then also Mike McDaniel didn't really rule out Teddy Tua, but he also said they're not right now assessing that. They're keeping it every 24 to 48 hours, and he said that on Sunday. So honestly, I don't know if he's doing this for competitive advantage, but he's driving me nuts. So I can't even tell you who it's going to be. So I can't, nothing for you.
How's Teddy perceived in Miami? Because he didn't do a hell of a lot here in Minnesota, but everybody just still loves him. They love Teddy Bridgewater when he comes back. He's just a loved guy. So does he get the same reception in Miami?
Yeah, he's a Florida kid. Grew up down here, Dolphin fan. It sucks because he comes in for the Bills game right off the bench. He looks a little stagnant, and then against the Bengals again comes in off the bench. He looked decent at points, but then again the game-losing interception. I feel like if he had the preparation of a full week going in, and if he didn't get knocked out of the Jets game, I think he would have done really well. As a Vikings fan, he has those spurts where he's really good, and I think he's a very good backup because of those situations. As a backup, you only need him for, a couple games, and I think he could do really well there. And I'm hearing from Brandon Marshall and from his former teammates how smart he is, and some of them think that he's going to be a coach soon. I want to see him on the field. So if they're leaning towards letting Tua rest again and wants Teddy to face his old team, I think it'll be a good game. But I'm not, saying that Skyler won't do well either. I kind of just want to see what Teddy can do.
Well, yeah. And speaking of Skyler, is there anything he does well? The 7th round rookie of yours?
He is, think of a younger Ryan Fitzpatrick, but more mobile. Like this, there was a play this past Sunday where it was 3rd down and he started scrambling, but he stayed behind the line of scrimmage. And then as he's falling backwards, he throws a pass and gets the 1st down. But on the flip side, he didn't need to do that. There was guys open, and he had a clean pocket before he did that. So he's a rookie. So he's a little hesitant, and I noticed while breaking down the film, he like pumped like 3 times. Like he wanted to throw it, but then he was like, "Can I?" And that's the thing with Skylar. I don't know if it was because it's the same thing with Teddy against the Bengals. He didn't get enough time with the ones, but he's very hesitant and apprehensive with making his throws instead of just letting it fly. Because he's got the arm. He's got mobility,
Yeah.
really strong arm. It's, the jitters that he had.
Yeah, well, we just let Justin Fields throw for over 200, so I'm sure Skylar will have a career day that'll probably last for a while going against our defense. That's been very shaky at best. Thank God for our offense. All right, so the Dolphins started out 3-0. They've lost the last 2. Is this team closer to that 3-0 team, or is their real identity closer to this 0-2 skid they're in?
It sucks because I don't think that, and a lot of people were talking about this in training camp, it was the depth that worried a lot of us, and it's starting to show its head. Because you don't have X, you don't have Byron, then all of a sudden the defense really starts to suffer because you can't do these exotic blitzes, you can't press, play man, all that stuff without these guys in there because you have corners that are liabilities. And then both your tackles were out in Austin Jackson and Teron Armstead. Then your quarterback goes down, and then your backup quarter. So it's like the 3-0 team is a healthy, maybe 1 or 2, 3 guys out team. That's the Dolphins. That's the 3-0. That's what you're getting out of Miami. The past 2 losses are what happens when your starters go down. So, but that's the NFL. Starters are going to go down. No full team ever plays a full 17 games. So, healthy, they're 3-0. Banged up, they're 0-2.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Mike McDaniel, what's your thought on him? Because, as an outsider, as someone who's not a Dolphins follower, this guy seems like a breath of fresh air, very entertaining, very honest, very open. What's your thoughts on him through 5 games?
I was hesitant when they signed him. I wanted more experience. And, I heard the genius and the run guru and all this stuff. And I'm like, I heard the same thing with Adam Gase, so I'm very hesitant, keep an arm's distance. But then the 3-0 start, you're like, all right, especially because he kept making great adjustments at halftime, especially the Ravens game, where he was, putting the team in positions to win. So I'm like, all right. And then, here's the adversity. That's how you can tell if you have a good head coach on your hands. What do they do when they face adversity? And here's the adversity. You got a banged up team and you lost 2 games in a row. What are you going to do here? You're home. You're against the Minnesota Vikings, who have outstanding weapons on offense. What are you going to do here? So this is where I'm going to really get this test and see who Mike McDaniel is with this game.
Yeah. All right. Again, I'm here with DouglieDoWrong. Hit him up on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter, wherever you want to do. Links will be down below in the description. Again, thanks for hopping on. So this Miami Dolphins team right now, what's their strength? What is the strength of this team? Just want to hear your opinion on that.
On the defensive side, they're really good at run stopping. Whether it's Orlando Roberts, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, they are very good at stopping the run, which is new because they've been struggling, and it's been the other way around, being that we had X and Byron. On the offensive side, it's the speed. And I noticed that with the Jets game, there's a lot of pass interference from the Jets defense because they were afraid of getting beat deep. So they were like, screw it, I'll just maul them instead of giving up a touchdown. Speed, a lot of speed, crossing routes underneath. Even Raheem Mostert, he went off. He had over 110 rushing yards against the Jets. So that's their strength, is on offense, it's the speed. On defense, it's the run stopping. The other things worry me.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. Flip side of that, where are they weak? What's the weakness of this team?
The offensive line, they're banged up. They're real banged up. Again, we don't have our starting right tackle or left tackle last week. I don't know if they're going to be playing this week. Austin Jackson is available to come off IR, so he's potential to come back. And Teron Armstead, I'm hearing good things. We'll see if he plays. And then on the defensive side, unfortunately, it was our strength, but now all of a sudden it's our defense. We can't get any pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, and we're a liability in the corner situation, being without X and Byron. If X can play this week, I expect him to be shadowing Justin Jefferson the entire game. You cannot. I double team him. The man is just a freak of nature. But then you also have Adam Thielen, so it's like, what do you do there? You're going to put one of these younger guys on Adam Thielen, but Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson. So it's the secondary, which sucks because it was our strength, and then on the flip, it's the offensive line. And actually, the run game was struggling besides last Sunday.
Okay. Well, they'll find room against the Vikings, guarantee you that. It's just been, I don't know. I don't get it. All right. So give me a sneaky good player on this Dolphins team. No one's talking about someone who's under the radar. It could be offense, defense, special teams, whatever. Who's someone just should be getting some more love?
Cater Kohu, undrafted free agent, cornerback for the Miami Dolphins. This guy has been all over the field. He had the forced fumble against, I think it was the Bills or the Ravens. He's just all over the field. He's really good at tackling in the open field. He's young, he's raw, and he's showing up. So just imagine once he gets more experience, more play time, how good he's going to be. So for me, it's Cater Kohu. He's been a very bright spot on that secondary that's been really banged up.
Cater Kohu. I'm gonna watch for that guy. Cater Kohu.
28.
Kind of a fun name. Fun name to say too.
It took me so long because it's Cater, Keder, but the last name is Kohou. So I'm like,
okay,
how do I say that name? So the Miami Dolphins have a thing where they have players saying their names, and I'm like, it's Kohu. Okay, Cater Kohu.
Where the hell did he come from? Where did he go to school? I don't even remember that name.
I don't even know. Undrafted free agent. I should know where he came from. I got no idea. I think he's Hawaiian, to be honest with you, but I'm not 100%.
All right. So who's one guy who goes in the field and you're like, oh my god, here we go again? You're just shitting yourself because it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad news when this guy steps on the field. Who just makes you hang your head when he's out there?
I'm gonna have to go with Liam Eikenberg, the Dolphins left guard. He's just not good. It sucks because he was a second round pick 2 years ago. Not this past draft, the draft before. We traded up for him to get him. I had very high hopes. He was really good out of Notre Dame, and he's just a liability, especially because he's got a lot of the Dolphins are playing the zone. He's got to move. He's going to be on the outside, and he just misses play last week. This past Sunday, Williams just flew him back. It's just we have Robert Hunt, who's doing good. Connor Williams at center is doing good. When Teron Armstead's in there, he's good. And then it's just that liability right there. So it's like Armstead feels like he needs to cover two positions. He leaves a guy open. It's just, for me, every time the offense comes in, I'm just looking at number 74 like, please don't let this up.
Are you giving up on him, or are you still hoping he can turn this thing around?
I'm gonna give him a few more weeks, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there where I'm like, you might be a good sixth man offensive lineman where you come in if it needs to happen. But right now, I'm just like, I don't want you as a starter.
Yeah, no, I've been there. All right, well, again, here with Doug from DouglieDoWrong. Again, links will be below in the description. Be sure to hit him up on YouTube, Twitter, wherever. Last one for you. Just, you don't have to give me a prediction, don't give me a score, but how do you see this thing shaking out between the Vikings and the Dolphins?
I'm hoping the Dolphins win. If I told you, the Vikings are going to beat our butts, it would just it doesn't make sense. But the fact that your defense has been giving up so many yards and points, and the Dolphins offense, when healthy, has been doing the same, I'm thinking it's going to be a high scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think one team is going to run away with it. I do fear Cook. I do fear Kirk Cousins. A lot of people don't. It's not prime time, so you guys got nothing to worry about.
It's good. It'll be good.
But I do fear your weapons on offense. They're really good. So that's where my hesitation comes in. And I do think whether it's 3 or 7, I think the winner of the game, it's going to come down to probably like the final drive, or either you stop to win or you get the score to win. But I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a good game, and I'm just glad it's in Miami. Yeah,
our last 3 have been heartbreak, or this nuts at the end. So I don't want to go through that again. I thought this was going to be a blowout about 4 weeks ago. Seeing you guys on the schedule, us going to Miami with weapons like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and Tua slinging that thing. But I feel a little bit better. But again, I also don't like the fact that you guys just lost by 30 points to Jets. I think you're going to be motivated and really trying to put that out of their mouths, that bad taste. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not ready to make my prediction just yet. All right, that's it. Doug, thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it, man. Good luck every Sunday except for this one. Love to see the Vikings go 5-1 in the bye. But, again, we got nothing but love for the Dolphins. No reason to have any ill will against you guys except for a couple hours here this Sunday afternoon. So, again, thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it, man. Take care.
Thank you, and hopefully both teams can stay healthy. Dolphins haven't been able to, but Let's both stay healthy and have a good game.